My guest is Laura Southall, and we're talking about, of course, money, but we're also talking about generosity today.
Yes.
So making a donation to charity that has tax implications.
Yes. So Canadians donate an awful lot of money to charity. As a country, we donate about $10 billion. And even when you divide that up by the average Canadian donates $340 a year. So there's lots to talk about, but one of the things is this is a tax benefit for you. So if you donate less than $200, the tax credit that you get is 15% of what you donated. But if you donate over $200, then you get 29% back as a tax credit. So it's not actually a refund, it's a tax credit so that if you have taxes owing, it comes off of that amount. What some people might not know is that you can carry those credits forward, so for up to 5 years. So it doesn't make sense sometimes if you have, you've donated $100 to something, and that's all you've donated for the year. It would make sense to hold that forward for a few years and collect enough so that you have $200, so then you're getting the 29% as opposed to the 15%.
Now, I got to tell you, I didn't know that.
No, lots of people don't know that.
I did not know that, so now
Yes.
I know, and I just did my taxes, and
So-
right, yeah,
so-
I could have, carried it, yeah, of course.
Yeah, if you donate small amounts, you want to collect it up
Right.
and you have 5 years to collect it up.
5 years.
Yes.
That's-
So if we go with the average Canadian, they're already donating $340, which actually when I researched that, I thought, that's pretty good. I mean,
yeah.
I feel
that's-
like we're doing well as a country
Right.
if that's what's happening.
Because it isn't just, and probably is people with small amounts. It's not the ones that you hear these massive donations where they'll put a wing on a hospital, or we're talking huge donations.
Yeah,
These are the $20 and the $25 to support the neighbor's kid who's
Yeah.
in a walk-a-thon kind of donation.
Yeah, it's interesting too why people donate. So, often you have a personal connection. Like if my dad died of cancer, then I want to donate to the Cancer Society. Or, my aunt had ALS, I'm going to participate in the ALS walk. But other times it's that you want to help your community. So there's lots of people that like to just donate locally in Kingston. Other people are looking for a bigger impact with the big Canadian Cancer Society, right? So lots of different reasons to donate.
How does it work if you have a small business? How does donating work?
It's the same way, but you donate from your business.
Okay.
So
are the tax implications the same?
the tax implications are the same.
So it comes out of your business tax.
But it's coming out of your business, and there's ways. So there's charitable donations out of your business, but also something could be a business expense. So you could sponsor something, and that would be a business expense as opposed to a charitable donation.
And that's a straight out
That's an
deducted,
expense.
so that's better.
That
So
is
you're-
better.
You're taking that, but I think the trick is to make sure that it is in fact giving you something in return, a mention, that you're in the program, that you're somehow.
You're looking for your name to get
Well,
promoted. I
otherwise
would
how can it
think.
be a business expense? You're just
Well,
being generous.
Yes. So there are some people. So there's lots of people who donate anonymously and don't
Right.
want their
That's right.
name out there. There's a new program that you can do through banks and financial advisors too, where it's called a donor advised fund, and you donate money, and it becomes your personal foundation. And it's a lot simpler. You think of maybe bigger, wealthier families who have their own foundation, and that's a big deal. Now it's much more for the smaller donor, so you can donate as little as $25,000, and then you could list 5 charities, and they would each get a percentage, often 5%, of whatever is in the foundation each year. And it's a way for, say, the Southall family, my family, to keep giving year after year and pick new charities and then one of my children could become the head of the foundation. And you can add money at any point, and also the foundation can be a beneficiary on your will. So that's a different way of donating that is more recent, that people haven't often heard about, because it would be kind of fun to have your own foundation.
It would be kind of fun, but if you don't want to go through that hassle, there is the community foundation who will do exactly the same thing. They'll divvy out your money the way you want them to.
Yes.
But I think a lot of us donate money when someone passes away.
That's true.
And it used to be that you'd spend a certain amount of money sending flowers, and now they usually say that in lieu of flowers, would you make a donation to certain charities? If someone lists that they would like to see donations made to a specific charity, are you obliged to? That is the only charity you can then donate to in their name or in their memory, or could you?
You could choose anything.
Yeah. Okay.
So just back to the taxes for 1 second, so people understand. If you have securities like stocks or mutual funds that have a large capital gain on them, so that people understand, if you buy at one price, say you bought CIBC shares of $5,000 of CIBC shares 20 years ago, and now they're worth $200,000, there's a big tax consequence to that capital gains. So if you donate those shares as they are to the charity, and almost every charity is set up to take this because the tax benefits are so huge, you don't have to pay the capital gains. So nobody pays the capital gains. So if you took your $5,000 in CIBC shares that you bought 5 years ago, and they're worth $200,000 now, and the capital gain is going to be $100,000 on that, you can donate those shares to charity, and nobody pays the capital gain.
That's interesting. Now, can you do that within your will?
Yes, you can do that within your will, and it's even more beneficial within your will, because you can. Yes. So if you donate in kind the securities, it goes tax-free to the charity, which you can also do with your foundation as well.
That's interesting. I hadn't thought about that angle. Wow. Okay.
It's why a lot of people donate, like they leave specific items to charity, right? Bell stock goes to Canadian Cancer Society.
Okay, wow. I hadn't thought about that. That is really interesting.
Often there's a big tax burden in somebody's year of death.
Yes.
And so,
yes.
So donating to charity in the year of death is highly beneficial, right? Because you're offsetting all the taxes owing.
Because if you have a little decent portfolio, if you pass away, then that whole portfolio becomes part of your income for that year. When your executor does your tax return, the final tax return, it all becomes, so you are in the top tax bracket in some cases.
So that is true when you're talking about the RSP or the RIF.
Okay.
It becomes part of your income in the year that you die if you do not have a spouse left. Yeah. So your TFSA is always tax-free.
Because you've already paid the tax on it.
You've already paid the tax on it. A non-registered account, that is where you would see those capital gains. Okay. And that is where you would want to donate.
Donate. Wow, that is a really good idea. We hear a lot about scams. How can you spot when something is a scam? So not only are you giving money to someone where it is not going to go where you thought it was going to go, but you're not going to get a tax receipt either. Is there any way of...
Oh, goodness, that's a horrible situation. So Canadian charities all have a Canadian charity registration number. So in order to make the tax deduction, to have the tax slip, they have to have that number, first of all, and then you have to have the receipt from them with that number on it. You can also go online and do a little research to see. There is... Some people, this is important to some people, but it's important to understand how much is going to administration of the charity.
That's a good point too.
Yeah, and how much is actually going to benefit what you're trying to support. And administration is necessary to run everything, but how much administration. So you can go online and see too how much the charities are required to show you where the money is going.
And I think it's through Canada Revenue Agency that you find that, if I remember.
Yes, you're right.
Yeah, yeah, okay.
You can see on Canada Revenue Agency who has the registered charity number as well.
And then what the percentage is.
Yeah.
Great, yeah.
Yeah, I would be careful of anybody knocking on my door. I just feel
Yeah,
like,
me too.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm always a little funny about it, and I always ask for information. I'll look it up online and make a donation.
I know, isn't it funny that we think it's more trustworthy if we go online?
And see if it does look legitimate.
I know, it's just somebody knocking on the door I struggle with.
Oh, me too. You don't see it so much like you used to.
No, it
Not
used to
so
be a lot
much.
more.
Yeah, yeah. Wow, this is a lot, as always, a lot of really great information.
Well, we have a lot of great charities in Kingston. I know you interview a lot of them, right?
Yeah, I
There's
do.
so many great charities that are helping our community.
And really need the money.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
Who are so grateful for every penny that you can donate.
They are. And so if you got a couple of extra bucks, maybe your tax return money.
Yes.
Yeah, your tax
What a great
refund.
idea.
Yeah, and then your tax return too.
So you could take your tax return, donate that money to charity, and then use that money to get money back next year.
Right.
That's kind of a,
Yeah.
almost as good as donating to your RSP.
Something like that. Thanks so much. This is fun.
This has been great. Thank you.
Thanks.